Okay, so a lot of you know that this gospel reading means a great deal to me. Peace be to this household. If a peaceful person does not live there, the peace will return to you. The kingdom of God is at hand, and it will be more tolerable for Sodom on that day than the town that rejects him. I can keep it pretty simple today. What matters most is that we extend that gesture of peace to everyone we meet, and to imitate Christ in our actions and our attitude. And I say that because as Catholics, we worry too much. We worry too much about the actions of others. And don't get me wrong, it's good to be involved in current affairs. We should strive to be good citizens and encourage good laws and social trends, and to express our concern for bad laws and unhealthy social trends. That's fair. But beyond that basic cooperation with society, we really do worry too much about what other people believe and how they live their lives. That's not really any of our business beyond a certain point. And we keep thinking that it's somehow our responsibility to punish these people, either for their hostility to us or their just general destructiveness in life. I say again, that's not really any of our business. I'll admit that there is plenty of revenge in the Old Testament, plenty for everybody. But Jesus was never on a mission of revenge. He did what was best in any given situation. Sometimes that meant literally expelling the forces of evil. Sometimes that meant healing people and helping them see the bigger picture in life and how God is absolutely a bigger part of life. And sometimes he just tried to educate them and help them see the world in a different light. But the thing is, Jesus was not always successful. Some people were too stubborn to learn from Jesus. Other people were too invested in their own sins to be willing to make a positive change in life. And at those times, Jesus leaves with an air of disappointment, that is, assuming that he's not being literally run out of town. That happens more than once in the gospel. So the point here is that Jesus knew disappointment and failure. In those moments, he did not call for revenge. He didn't attack these people or harass them. He moved on, hoping the next group of people would be more open to the message. Our energies are better spent worrying about our own actions. Have we extended a gesture of peace to someone today? Because if we have, even if it's rejected, it returns to us. That is never wasted. It's never wasted. If you have done that, if you have made a gesture of peace to someone, you will rest well at the end of the day because your conscience will be clear. Let's worry about our own actions and our own sense of decency, and let's extend a sign of peace in the spirit of truth. As a matter of fact, St. Augustine talked about exactly this point. He writes, "This is our glory, the witness of our conscience. There are men who rashly judge, slander, whisper, murmur. They eagerly suspect what they do not see, and they eagerly spread abroad things they have not even a suspicion of. Against men of this sort, what defense is there save the witness of our conscience?" You're reading a classic when it never ages, when it's every bit as relevant to us as it was when it was written. I'm not exaggerating. I had that exact conversation last year with a man my own age. He almost exactly said that. What defense is there against people who can bear false witness and lie about you all they want with no consequences? The answer is and has always been the witness of our conscience, to imitate Christ as best as we can. What St. Augustine was saying is that winning the esteem of people is not what we're about. We are about imitating Christ in such a way that those who follow us do not get led astray. I love how he wrote that. What a great goal for life in general. Live your life in such a way that the people who look up to you and follow you become better people as a result. We have one last thing we've got to cover today, and I'm talking about the end of that gospel reading. The kingdom of God is at hand, and it will be better for the town of Sodom than for the town that rejects him. This is the other side of the coin. What other people do in life is not really our business beyond a certain point, and yet we believe very strongly in a final judgment. We believe, and for good reason, that everyone must come face to face with God and make an accounting of their life. That means all our decisions, our choices, our mistakes, our sufferings, our victories, all of that is laid out before us. No one gets to skip that step, and no one gets to lie to God. Not successfully, anyway. So for those people who belittle Christ, who intentionally harm or attack other people for their own benefit, for the people who bear false witness for the sake of ideology and modern-day propaganda, remember this: they do so at the price of their own ruination. The kingdom of God is at hand, and in that kingdom, sin, cruelty, ego, and manipulation will have no part of it. All those things which seem so strong and unbeatable, in light of eternity, they are absolutely nothing but a bad end. So make sure to keep your soul as clean and as free of those things as possible. And if you can think of no other way to go about that, begin by extending a gesture of peace to anyone you can in imitation of Christ.